Howdy, this is Tamasa Makapinlak. I'm known as the Self-Care Queen, and I'm here today to talk about the 3 common mistakes people make that keep them bloated. And you know what that means when you're bloated. You feel like overweight and like you can't eat another thing, and then some other things happen as well. So a lot of people feel gassy. So I thought I would just throw that in there because that's being real with you all. So anyway, as you come on board, before I get started talking about these 3 common mistakes, I would love it if you all would say hello to me so I know you're out there. I do much better when I know there's an audience out there. So I would love it if you come on board and let me know that you're here and say hello. So it looks like I've got a Maureen Palmer on board here. Hello, Maureen. Thank you for joining me. Anyone else here? Say hello, and so I can give a shout out to you. Hi, Maureen. Cool. Anyone else want to, not be so shy and share that they're on and say hello? So, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I got I've got a full day today, and I apologize for being a little bit late. I actually was with Chantalyn. If many of you know, some of my Facebook friends. Hi, Taj. Hi, how you doing? Anyway, I was with someone and doing some beauty counter makeup. And if you want to know what that is, that's part of a non-toxic line out there. And you might want to consider that. I talk about a lot of these things in my book. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, many of us are familiar with food. And we're thinking that, okay, we're going to, eat whatever it is that we eat and we'll be okay. And many of us feel a little bloated after we're eating. And so I want to talk about some of the 3 common mistakes that we make. And then I'm going to give you a solution to those common mistakes, how you can correct them when you actually do this, but also how you can get in the groove of working on yourself so that you don't get bloated. Okay, does that sound good to y'all? Let me know. I like a little interaction because that's how I roll here. Hi, Tony. How you doing? So anyway, I see I got a lot of men attracted on here today. Anyway, cool. So I'm going to get started here. So one of the common mistakes that we make is how we combine food. And so many of us just go ahead and we eat proteins. We might eat animal proteins and we might eat some greens. And I see a lot of people not actually eating enough greens. And then we might have, rice or potatoes, all those starchy types of vegetables or, grains and things of that sort. And so I'll tell you what, the greens and the rice or the grains will be fine. So non-starchy vegetables with grains go fine together. But when you start adding animal protein to starchy vegetables, to starchy vegetables or even grains, then that's when we create the bloat effect. So for instance, if you eat animal protein, you eat chicken, you eat fish, you eat beef, or, some people eat pork. I'm not a big fan of that. So if you eat those things and then you add in starchy types of foods such as rice, potatoes, and even some of the starchy kind of vegetables that are good for you, like sweet potatoes and yams and things like that, then you're going to see yourself bloat a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit bloated. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I can't take another thing and I got all this gas and stuff. So it does create that. So especially as you get older, what happens as we get older, our digestive enzymes, our natural digestive enzymes that we have within ourselves, they start to diminish. And so what you really want to do is you want to actually have some great digestive enzymes that you take every day, and you take them before each meal. And so it's just something called plant enzymes that you can get. I wish I had brought my bottle with me. I'm actually at somebody else's set today, so I say set because I'm in a different location. But anyway, So, you know, you just get something called plant enzymes. So you want to get some good digestive enzymes. One of the brands that I like that works well with me is Now, N-O-W. I like that brand, and I'll use that brand. Hi, Angela. How you doing, dear? Yes, she says it's a good topic. And you know why it's a good topic? Because here's the deal. In Chinese medicine, we say that if your digestive system isn't working well, then any illness or disease that you have that you come across, that you come up as a challenge, you might not have a fighting chance if your digestive system isn't intact very well. So I'm bringing this up for many reasons. So what I'm talking with you today pretty much is about a macrobiotic diet and how you do food combining. So many of us, I see this a lot, many people will eat an animal protein along with green leafy vegetables, and that works just fine. And that's the only thing that animal protein can be combined with, okay? Now, green leafy vegetables, they can be combined with starchy vegetables or even some of your grains. And let's talk about fruit. Fruit needs to be eaten separately. So if you're gonna have fruit, a lot of people like to eat fruit on their cereals, and they like to eat it first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, wait 20 minutes, then eat whatever you're going to eat. If you're going to have like a breakfast cereal or something like that, such as quinoa, or like this morning I had a quinoa mixed with rice. That was great, and so it's a good time. That's a good thing to do. Hi, Kimberly. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so that is the best way to combine your food. And so let's talk about drink, because I go out with people all the time. And, you know, if we go out to eat, I always hear, what's your drink order? And people always look at me and raise their eyebrows because I'm always saying, no, I'm not drinking anything. And so, like, really? You don't want anything to drink? And I go, no. So here's the thing. Drinking with your meals dilutes your digestive enzymes. So the thing you want to do is not drink with your meals. Now, if you are going to drink with your meals, there's only two things that I know of that you can drink, or you can drinks that you can have with your meals. And so some of you are going to love this, because you get you get your e-ticket to have wine with your meals, because it has some digestive enzymes in it. So, you know, the Italians got it right and the French got it right when they want to drink wine with their meals. So that's cool. The other thing is hot tea, because it promotes digestive enzymes as well. Anything else, forget it, and it's going to cause bloat. So I see a lot of people drink sodas with their meals, and you know, soda is just a no-no. I don't even mention it in my book, because soda is like not even on my radar. It's like, don't even bother with soda, because the thing with soda is it's loaded with sugar, and then it's got all this carbonation in there, and that you think that's gonna cause bloating? You bet. So forget about soda. And a lot of people want water. Water's great. So, but you don't drink it with your meals, because once again, you are diluting your digestive enzymes. So actually, I'm moving on to number 2 already. I guess that's what it looks like here. You know, what do you drink and those things with your meals? So you don't want to drink with your meals, honestly, unless it's wine or tea, and that's it. So I talked a little bit about the food combining, and I talked about fruit needs to be eaten separately. Sometimes there is an exception with fruit. And the exception with fruit is that you can actually have some fruits in salads. And so that's a whole nother thing. I think some of the berries are fine in salads. And those types of things are fine, with salads. And so that's pretty much it. And I can give you a diagram of a microbiotic food diagram. I have one on one of my websites, one of my blogs that I did a long time ago. And I can share that with you. And I believe it's also in my book, or maybe the link to the website is in my book. So there you go. Okay. So here's the deal is, so we're looking at food combining. You never combine starches with protein. You can have starches or starchy vegetables with grains and with green leafy vegetables, and fruit is always eaten by itself, okay? And then drinking with our meals, we don't drink with our meals unless it's hot tea or wine. Okay. So what do you do if you come across this and you're eating? You don't want to be rude because it happens all the time. And you're just like, this is yummy food and I want all of this. I want the grains and I want the green leafy vegetables and I want the animal protein. And that's what most people serve. If you go to a restaurant, they will give you all those things. Or if you go to someone's house for dinner, they might serve all of those things. So what can you do to release the bloat? So I'm going to try to do this. This is kind of interesting because I'm doing my Facebook Live on my phone today. So I have a smaller screen and I don't have my iPad screen. So I'm going to stand up and see if this will work. Okay. So I'm trying to find my groin here on the camera. Let's see here. I'm not tall enough. So if you put your hands in your groin area. So let's put our left hand in our left groin area, and then you'll take your right hand and put it in the arch of your left foot, inside arch of your left foot. I can't even show that on here today. It's a little difficult to show all these things, but it works. So if you do that, so this is what you do if you feel bloated, and just hold this and breathe for like 9 breath cycles. So let's do that together here. And this will be fun. This will be great because you all get to relax. So Angela says, I always drink hot tea with meals. No bloating. Yes. Good job, Angela. Angela, I know you take good care of yourself. I love that you come on here and still are willing to learn more. I'm not sure if I'm able to teach you more because you seem to know a lot. So that's great. But I'm just teaching you some hands-on. So if you ever feel bloated, this is a good thing to do. So you put your left hand in your left groin, and then you put your right hand in the arch of your, I got my boots on today, so let's see if we can do this. I can't show it on the camera. Sorry, you guys. So anyway, you put your right hand in the arch of your left foot. I can't show this too well. I don't want to move it because then we got this whole setup here. She says, you know more. You think I know more. Well, I know from a Chinese medicine perspective and all my own experience as well with my own healing crisis that I've been on, at least 2 journeys I've had. So I share whatever I can share, and I'm still, learning more and always reading, and I learn new things all the time. So I think it's important to stay on the journey of keeping your mind open and learning new things. So great, thank you. So let's just breathe. Exhale first, inhale, and exhale. We exhale first so that we can receive. So notice that, as you exhale, you're releasing, and then you inhale, take a big breath in, and you're able to let more breath in, and then exhale. So notice how my breath is getting deeper and longer. And inhale, and exhale. So I'm going to ask you just go ahead and continue that for a few more breath cycles, and that should help you. And I like to do 9 because 9 is like the end of a cycle, beginning of a new. So that's why I choose the number 9 breath cycles. My book, I think I tend to do 3 to 4, but what I'm really doing is a 9 on each flow pattern because I have you do 3 to 4, and it should add up to 36 breath cycles on those flow patterns. And then if it adds up to that, then that's another 9. 3 plus 6 is 9, right? So anyway, so this is what you do to just, release bloat, and it should help you. So if you're holding these areas on your body, I'd love to hear how it feels for you. So I just started holding this, and it just has released a lot for me. So who's feeling sad? Who sent a sad face to me? Oh, you're always bloated, Alif. Hi, it's my brother Alif on here. Hi, Alif, how are you doing? So Alif, did you get what you're supposed to hold here? So you're supposed to hold your left hand into your left groin and your right hand goes into the arch of your left foot. And by the way, you can move your limbs around. So if you need to cross your legs to reach your left arch of your foot, that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I can't really show this. So just continue to breathe. So I talked earlier, Alif, I'm going to recap here. I talked about how food combining is important, and that's the big deal with bloating. So food combining is like, how do you combine if you eat animal protein? The only thing that goes with animal protein pretty much is green leafy vegetables. If you're eating anything other than green leafy vegetables with your animal protein, then you're going to be experiencing possibly some bloat. So the best thing to do is, if you're on one of these, what people call a low carb, high protein diet, then basically no simple carbs. So I actually want to give you guys the explanation. I know I just say do this, do that. Okay, so I'm going to give you the explanation. So here's the deal. We don't eat starchy vegetables or even grains with protein. Here's the deal. Protein takes a long time to digest in our system, especially animal protein, okay? Sometimes it can take up to 48 hours. If it's beef, I don't know what pork is. Chicken probably doesn't take as long. Fish is probably the quickest to digest. And here's the thing is, grains and starchy vegetables have a higher sugar content in them than anything else, believe it or not. And so, and that's considered simple. A little bit more simple carbohydrates. Anytime you've got sugar in the mix, even if it is, good kind of sugar, or, fructose, or, carrots and sweet potatoes or yams, those are more sweet types of vegetables. They're starchy. And even your starchy carbohydrates or grains, pretty starchy. So you want to combine those things only with green leafy vegetables, because here's the deal. If once you combine them with protein, your body, your digestive system naturally wants to digest the simplest thing first, and it's going to be anything that has sugar in it. And so it's going to be the sweet potatoes and the carrots and the yams and things of that sort. That's why we don't eat fruit with our proteins or vegetables or things of that sort, because fruit is going to be naturally going to be digested first. Okay, so the other thing I want to share with you is that when you do that, so that digests first. So your protein sits there and it's rotting. And it's like, can you imagine the gases it gives off because it's waiting its turn in line to be digested? And anything that's much simpler than it, because it's very complex to digest, is going to get digested first. So you're going to see all your starchy stuff, whether that be starchy vegetables or rice or grains or whatever, are going to get digested first. Then next will be your green leafy vegetables, okay? And then your animal protein gets digested. So your animal protein is last, and it's creating all these gases. And probably you might find yourself, releasing gas. And that's no fun, and you're no fun to be around. You're kind of smelly to be around, right? And so you really want to not eat that way. So, if you want to have a great night out with your friends and they're not teasing you, then this is what you want to do. Okay? Mushrooms and things like that, they belong in a whole, category with itself. So mushrooms will be fine with vegetables. And so green leafy vegetables are fine. And it should be also fine with your starchy vegetables as well. I'm just thinking like, legumes and things of that sort. So here's the thing. protein or high protein grains, and they're not really grains, honestly, they're seeds, because there's things like quinoa, and then there's millet, and then there's amaranth, and then there's teff, and there's other things like that, and they tend to be high protein seeds, and so they can be combined with your green leafy vegetables. They can even be combined with your starchy stuff, and they seem to be okay with your animal proteins as well, because they're seeds. They're high protein seeds. Okay. And a lot of people want to mistake them as grains, but really they're seeds, and that's why they're considered the highest protein grains. So anyway, so the thing you want to do is look at what you're eating and combining, and notice a difference in your diet. So, by the way, as we age, I mentioned earlier, our natural digestive enzymes, which we have in our saliva and even in our, hydrochloric acid in our stomach and things of that sort, it begins to diminish. So as you age, it would be really great to take some plant enzymes, or to take some digestive enzymes. I like to take plant enzymes. Bromelain is also a good one to take, possibly. But a good digestive enzyme is good for you. So another piece here. So a lot of people like to drink. So this is the second common mistake. A lot of people like to drink with their meals. When you go out to eat, that's the first thing that's, oh, what's your drink order? So here's the deal. If you're going to drink, you drink hot tea or you drink wine. Those are your two choices. Anything else will dilute your digestive enzymes, so making things bloat inside of you. And so then you don't have enough digestive enzymes or the power to actually digest your meal. And so it sits there while the water is diluting the digestive enzymes, or whatever beverage that you're drinking dilutes your digestive enzymes. And then you feel a little bloated then afterwards, right? And then you feel fat. I mean, many of us feel that way. And then you feel like you're going to bust out of your jeans or your pants or whatever. So, and then you might start to pass some gas, and that's no fun to be around. So you want to try to avoid these things, okay? Fruit, by the way, should always be eaten by itself. Again, it's a sugar. It's a fructose. It's a form of sugar. And so you want to eat that alone. And you wait 20 minutes before you eat your meal. After you eat sugar, after you eat, God, sugar, please don't eat sugar alone. And don't eat any sugar, just period. But after you eat fruit, okay? And then if you come across these things, like I said, you put your left hand in your left groin and your right hand in your left arch. And we can switch now, because many of you who have been sitting here with me have been doing this already. So let's switch to the other side. Take your right hand and put it in the groin area of your right groin. So let's see here. So I find my hip bone, and that crease there is the groin area. And then you want to put your left hand in the arch of your right foot. And I can't show this, my boot. I'm gonna fall if I do this. Look at this. So you'll do that. So just breathe. So breathe like 9 breath cycles. Let's breathe together. Exhale. I like to exhale first, so we let all the air out. And we inhale. So we can receive and let go. So this is pretty much it for today that I have to share with you. And why is it so important to talk about our digestive system? I mentioned earlier that in Chinese medicine, they say that if your digestive system is not intact, so if you get hit up with a serious label, such as the big C word, cancer, or any disease that goes on, then it's a little bit difficult if your digestive system isn't operating properly. So you want to make sure your digestive system is intact. So notice that when people can't eat, I'm watching right now, I remember my stepdad had surgery. He couldn't eat, and he lost a ton of weight. And we were really concerned about him. The doctors were really concerned about him. So we needed him to get some nutrients in his body. If you can't give your body nutrients, and it's fighting something off, then it's a little difficult to divide it off, or to heal. So you need the nutrients to help your body heal. And so that's why we want to keep our digestive system intact. So the other thing that is going to help you long term with your digestive system, there are 2 flows in my book, 30 Days to a Vibrant, Healthy, Younger You. If you didn't get the free ebook, I'm sorry. I gave it out a few weeks ago. I looked for another special I could do, and Kindle just won't let me do it right now. So there you go. So you're kind of at the beckoning of either buying the Kindle version, which is $4.99, or the printed version, which is $19.99. And I tell you what, if you buy the printed version and you see me, I'll be happy to sign it for you. So if you live in the greater Bay Area or even the Los Angeles area, that seems to be the 2 places I'm straddling right now. So I'd be happy to sign that for you if you come and see me at any of my things. I'm going to be going out and doing some speaking and circuits on a lot of different health issues that come up, and pretty much, the main thing is, how can I increase your life? And that's what I'm doing. So Maureen Palmer says, great info. So great, Maureen. I'm glad that has served you. So great. So I want to get back to talking about 30 Days to a Vibrant, Healthy, Younger You. There are 2 flows in there that actually help you specifically with the digestive system. One is the energizing flow, and the other one is called the anti-aging flow. They work specifically on your digestive system, and they are of what we call in Chinese medicine the earth element. And so the earth element is our digestive system. So it's the stomach and the spleen and the pancreas and how we digest all of that. And so a very key piece for you to learn. So, if you haven't gone out and got the book, you can go order it on Amazon. I will put a link up shortly how you can get it. I believe there's 2 different links. I need to link those 2 up so that Amazon knows that they belong together. So the Kindle is published by Amazon, and the book is published by some other publishing company because it's self-published by myself. So they have 2 different links for it. So, but it's the same book. One is in printed version and one is the Kindle version. So, we also have a group called 30 Days to a Vibrant, Healthy, Younger You. It's a challenge, and it's really a support group to help keep you on track of building a more vibrant you, a healthier you, and a younger you. And when I mean younger you, I'm talking about not just looking young on the outside, but looking young on the inside. And then also, how can we increase your lifespan as well on this journey? So many of us are concerned as we age, some of the things that they say we're going to be hit with as we age. And I talk about that, we don't need to put that in our consciousness. So anyway, that's it for today. Are there any questions? I'm willing to take questions and answer them because that's my favorite thing to do. So if you have questions, ask away. And I'm here for you. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. If you got to type up a question and send it to me, I'll give you a moment to do that. No questions, Angela? Maureen, do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you all. Namaste. You have a beautiful day. If you cannot get the question on here for me to answer live, I will go back and answer it in the news feed or the comment feed. And if you feel like you want to be private with me, feel free to ask me any questions in my messenger box. I'm here to help guide you along the way here. So namaste. Thank you all, and thank you for joining me here today. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Ah.